We already work very closely with black and Asian people, Sikhs in particular. There's no hostility there whatsoever. This has been a matter of principle that the indigenous people of this country have the same right to self-association as anybody else does. There are literally thousands of ethnic minority groups out there, special interest groups, often funded with taxpayers' money. It's OK. Will the Commission for Racial Equality now go after the Black Police Officers Association? I think not. So we've changed under duress, but nevertheless, once those people are in the party, they'll be welcome.
Now, you say there's no hostility there. There's a video on your website which has one of you with the camera and saying, what we're going to show you now is horrific. It then shows Wembley High Street with Asian people walking up and down it. Do you think a high street with Asian people walking up and down it is horrific, Nick Griffin?
That's missing the point. It's talking about Wembley as an iconic centre of Britishness. And it's not the fact there are Asian people walking up and down Wembley High Street, it's the fact there aren't any British people there. This isn't...
Sorry, so Asian people wouldn't be British people?
I'm talking ethnically British. When immigration started as mass in 1948, we were told it was on a small scale, it wasn't going to change our society, it was going to be a few areas, it was just to deal with labour shortages. We've now got 5 million people in this country of working age, not working, unemployed or on the sick, because that's what doctors tell them to do, and we've still got millions of people flooding in. The country's full. The British people have never been asked. We've nothing against Asian and black people on our streets. But when whole towns, vast areas of London, have been transformed into places that look like something from the third world, it's grotesquely unfair on the British people. And because we were never asked about it, we're entitled to feel resentment, not against the immigrants, but about the politicians who did this without a buy your leave.
So a high street with Asian people on it looks horrific and is like the third world. That's what the party feels. This party that will now welcome Asian members, presumably.
No, that's not what I've said. What I've said is that, and what our people are saying, is that whole streets, whole towns, vast areas of cities where the indigenous British people, the English in particular, have effectively been ethnically cleansed, they're not there anymore. That's never been voted for. The political elite never had a right to do that. And as a matter of fact, if you talk to, say, settled West Indians, people who've been here for a generation or so, who pay their taxes in somewhere like London, they're as every bit against the streets of London being filled with Somalis and recent arrivals as we are, because it's not unfair on the people who've been here for a long time, who pay into the system.